For today's exercise, you will need 3 lemons, 7 short crock clip leads, 6 galvanized washers, 6 copper coins, a voltmeter set to 0 to 20 volts, 2 egg boxes, 1 diode, and additional items of 6 small iron nails, 6 magnesium ribbons, and when you got that, you're ready to go. Hi. We decided that we're going to try and give you a bit of help in how to create a lemon battery using simple metals, simple things that are available every day. And so what we've done is we're going to put a little video together to show you how you can construct a battery cell like this and then create that into a proper battery consisting of many different cells made from lemons. I recommend that you actually use very simple things to do this. Things like galvanized washers. And these galvanized washers are cheap and cheerful. They come from any shop, any hardware store. And at the same time, you can also use some coins, some copper coins, because what you need are 2 different metals, and it's the difference in those metals that's going to make your battery an effective generator of electricity. So, to start off with then, just outline the kind of materials you're going to need. To start off with, you're going to need short crocodile clipped leads. Now these short crocodile clip leads are available from the Raspberry Pi shop. They're not very expensive, and you get a whole host of these, and as you can see, they're very short indeed. You need the shortness because when you put all these cables together around your battery, you're going to end up with lots and lots of excess leads should I say, if you use the ones you normally get in school. So you can get a pack of these. I think it's 12 or so in a pack, and that costs around about £3, and you can use them multiple times. The next thing you need to do is you need to create your electrodes for your battery. And it's really simple to do. You take one of these clips and you put a zinc washer on one side and a copper coin on the other. And you'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, joined up like that. But you'll also need another 2, one of which only has a zinc washer on it, and another one which has just a copper coin on it. Once you have all of these laid out and you get them set up like this, these are going to act as the electrodes in your battery. Now your battery and this is going to consist of something pretty straightforward, a simple lemon. So this is our battery cell, and batteries are made up of a collection of cells, and we're going to just focus on this one cell here at the moment. All you do to create your cell is you take your copper coin, press it firmly into the juicy lemon, and you take your zinc washer and press it into the juicy lemon on the opposite side. Now, the problem you've got then is, well, where is the electricity? I would recommend that you use something like a little avometer like this to show you what voltage you actually have happening or being created by your battery. Now, to show you this, you take your 2 connectors and you attach them to your battery. Make sure you have your avometer switched on, which is what I didn't do in previous attempts to do this. Open the jaws, slip that in. Open the jaws on this one and slip that in. And as you can see, this one is producing approximately 0.92 volts. Now the negative sign in there shows me that the battery is actually connected the wrong way round, which means that instead of the copper being a negative, is actually a positive electrode. So to actually get this to work properly, simply add that, and then that, and then you can see you have your 9.2 volts coming out of your little tiny cell here. All I've done is I've put 2 electrodes of different metals into a lemon. You can do this with most citrus fruits. You can do this with potatoes as well. Anything that has an electrolyte, something that conducts electricity in a liquid form. You can also, if you want to, make this out of salt water. As long as you've got different metals, you'll end up with a voltage. Now if I take one of these electrodes out, you can see that the voltage drops straight away. If I put the electrode back in, the voltage is produced again. Now, that's what you get from one cell. But what would you get if you had lots of cells all joined together? Well, that's where the egg box and the variety of different lemons comes in. Now in this case, I've got 6 lemon cells which are put into my egg boxes, and that the reason that they're kind of one space apart is simply to make it easier to get all the wires in place. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create my battery. Now my battery at the moment, if I just put this one in here, okay, I have no cells in here, nothing's actually connected up. So the first thing I need to do is build my battery. So if I have a copper one in a copper electrode in here, I now add to this a zinc electrode, and I put a copper electrode in the next one. I then put a zinc electrode in there and a copper electrode in there. I then put a zinc electrode in here and a copper electrode in there. And as you can see, as I'm going around, I'm going copper, zinc, copper, zinc, copper, zinc. So by the time I finish this, I should end up with a collection of individual cells all joined together. Now, what kind of voltage would you expect me to have if I'm getting roughly 1 volt from each of these? Well, let's see. Again, I have my voltmeter out here. Just put that one down there. And I just got to remember which way around these go. Okay, so my negative is my zinc. So I attach that there. And my positive is my copper. And as you can see, this series of 6 cells linked together to form a battery produces 5.47 volts. This is really kind of quite good fun, because you can also, if you wish to, light diodes and various other pieces of equipment from these. But please, when you're doing this, make sure you get these around the right way. A diode basically has a very simple structure, but it has one of the electrodes longer than the other. Now that means that the short one has lost something, therefore it's negative, and the other leg is positive. So what we're going to do is I'm going to connect these up, negative to negative and positive to positive. Just undo this for a minute. So my positive is there. Then I have my negative electrode. And hopefully you can see that that has lit. Now, to make this a bit more easy to see, we're going to turn out the lights. Okay. And hopefully you can see when I disconnect this, the light goes out. And I reconnect it, the light comes back on. So turn out the big light on the side here. Yeah. So there's our little light. Disconnect it, the light goes out. Reconnect it, and the light comes back on. Thank you. So that's how to make a cell, which is your single lemon, and you combine those cells in your egg box to create your battery. Different metals will give you different voltages, so that's something you can experiment with. In this one we have copper and zinc. You could try copper and iron. You could try copper and magnesium. All of these things are readily available, but the whole point is experiment, have a guess. Different metals create different voltages, and you can use this machine here, this meter, to actually measure, this voltmeter, to measure how much voltage your particular battery uses. Hope that's been helpful, and thanks again. See you soon.